So I talk about language issues a lot, and I think it's hilarious because until I'm proven wrong, I'm pretty sure we're the only place in the world where this is like a really big thing. Like, we're
It's a big deal in Ukraine. Very
okay,
similar, but like
but it, yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
not like a
fucking
super,
rare.
yeah, it's a stupid fucking problem to have. I keep reading these reports on the show, Francophones saying that they feel their culture is being threatened. And I don't understand how this makes sense because apparently to French people, like the Quebecois French is like a dirty French compared to like Parisian French.
Yeah, that's a
And,
real thing.
and yeah, and Paris has never said or felt threatened by anybody. French is never going to go anywhere. It's one of those cool languages. It's not going to go nowhere. But for some reason, Quebecers feel like they're going to be overrun by us visible minorities and our language. And like, how you guys want this to work?
You know,
English is the language of business. I speak fluent French. I could read, write. I watch French TV a lot. I love it. I think we could coexist without all of this extra shit.
hold up.
Like, you want to put the signs in for.
Clarify. We got a comment from Zavin. He said, "Did he call Quebecois French dirty?" No, he said France people call Quebecois French dirty, which I would co-sign as facts. Being a customer service agent that talked to France people, and I had my shitty accent, but they're like, "Je veux parler avec quelqu'un qui."
It's no, you can Google it. It's a common thing. My co-host for about 2 or 3 years, it was a girl from France. Kay was on my show. And I've spoken to people in France. My friends have gone to France, and they told me. I've had Parisian friends, people tell me. There's this attitude that they think that Quebecois French is like a dirtier version of French. They don't like it in France.
Yo, but it's the same exact shit as British English to like American English. Like, it's not even different than that.
And even UK. I mean, even England. Yeah.
Same shit.
So it's the same shit. But I love, I can speak fluent French. I love it. But I think we could coexist without all of this melee. But there's this fear that the Francophone language is going to disappear.
Because if you look at it from like, because now I got more invested in politics. Because like, it's interesting actually. Once you get past the surface, it gets interesting.
Yeah.
But if you look at the way the writings is set up, right? Like most of the power lies in the rural regions, upon which there's not a lot of English. So I feel, and I can't prove, that the general three parties that don't like Anglophones that much leverage this fear-mongering tactic because they know it will be an effective thing to get the rural regions to vote for them because they can vilify the city even more because it's the hub of English. Now, it's a theory, but look at the election map and look at how the rural regions vote one way and Montreal's kind of split but vote a different way. And then it's like kind of wild to me. And it's the same thing with weed laws, right? Like the laws make sense if you're in the country. It don't make no sense in Montreal. So it's like a lot of shit like that plays out. And you're like, okay, so this is really just like Quebec politics. It's really just to get into power and shit.
Yeah. We have a joke on the morning detour. We say like Quebec is like the petty cousin of Canada. Like Quebec is just petty. Quebec, like everything Quebec does is just petty.
Yeah.
It's all emotional. It's all cultural. It's all subjective. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no substantial to it. Like, where's the evidence that shows that the Francophone language is in danger? Besides you feeling that way. So it's emotional.
There was some argument 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. I don't fucking know. That was 30 years ago. It's not today.
Yeah, this is not 1995 with the referendum and all of that.
Nah, it's a different reality.
You know what I mean? So... And it sucks because Montreal is like a major touristic, attraction. People want to come here. We have a great nightlife. Montreal is just a different feel. You know what I mean? It's unique.
It is debatably one of the funner cities to visit. Like, in my opinion, the music scene should focus more on the touristic qualities of Montreal a little bit and incorporate that. Like, you could just do a music video where you did a montage of statues in your neighborhood, and if 20 of us tried to make that music video, we probably would double up only a little bit. That's how many fucking statues is in. Like, just think about that. People come here and be like, yo, there's statues everywhere, B. And you're like, say a word. I never thought about that. And so
we don't notice it because we've always lived here, right? But Montreal's beautiful. Yo, when I hear my American friends talk about how much they love the city and love the women, love the culture, I'm like, you kind of step back and like, oh shit, my city's pretty dope. But like you said, we are divided. You can see all the Anglophones are on one side of the island, all the French on the other side of the island. Like, it's a weird thing.
Yo, but then it gets even further. So I started learning about local politics recently. And then there's the Montreal 19 suburbs, and then there's the other suburbs that aren't Montreal. And that's all meshed into it. So it gets like this weird situation where like the city is literally divided while also like figuratively being divided. And it's like you don't really think about it, because I feel like you go to like the 7 places you go, but you never really like when was the last time you actually saw Rivière des Prairies?
Today.
For real? I would.
Yeah, I do deliveries in the deep Saint Jean area on the weekends.
Where? I can tell you.
So I go everywhere.
I haven't been there everywhere. 20 years. Because why am I going there? It's so like.
Yeah, it's out of your way. There's nothing there. Yo, sometimes I be in like these little towns, like everything going towards the border, right? Like when you get into the South Shore, and some days I'm working in these towns and I'll go a whole day without seeing a black person. And it'll just be like, yo, this is Quebec. This is Quebec. I was on the street. Yeah, I was on the street last year. And, I keep doing these reports on the morning show. Quebec's not racist. Quebec's not this. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Maybe, a few bad apples. Okay, fine. I delivered on the street in Chateauguay. And the whole street ended up calling me nigger. The whole street. Like grown adults, like 11 of them, stopped in front of my van, all that shit. That shit happened last year. And I'm laughing at them. I'm like, at that time it was 2020. I'm like, it's 2020. And you're still like hating a division because of color. There's no empirical proof that says that you're better because you're white. Like, yeah. Grown adults in front of their kids and everything.
I've definitely had a few questionable experiences. Like I'll be like just on that, like a couple years back. I don't know. I get charged up on social issues, because I feel like you can't really get into hip hop and not getting charged. Like they come hand in hand, right? Like you just learn
you gotta
too
be
much.
About something. If you're about something.
But you learn too much. There's too much fuck shit once you get into the history. Yeah. And then I remember vividly this guy looking me dead in the eye. At the time, he's a 45-year-old Quebecois dude. Dead ass in the eye. Why the fuck do you care about them? They're not your people. And I was like, whoa. Like, that's like one of those moments where you're like, I don't think he has any idea what he just said to me. Or he doesn't know, right? In his mind, like, and then you realize, because like, I don't know the French side of Quebec like that, right? Let's say the English side kind of has a bit more empathy for the minority situation, is all I'm saying. And, nah, man, I don't know. It's just wild. It's wild. No, I flat out saw, because like I worked before like the times of work from home, I'm in Ville Saint Laurent, right, by the Gouzo. And there's a Subway there. And it's 2019, maybe, like, and I'm there. And I watch a French woman yell at a tourist, we're in Quebec, you speak fucking French here. I'm like, this is like, I should have filmed this shit. It would have gone viral.
Yo, that's their favorite line. Someone has to explain that to me. We all live in this world. We're gonna go to each other's shit and say what's up. We're gonna go to shit. Oh, you guys got nice shit. We got nice shit too. Like, where the fuck does that fucking attitude come from? I've had non-francophones say that to me, and I was like, yo, y'all really drank the Kool-Aid, huh? Even though I'm perfectly fluent in French, I will still talk to you in English just because I feel like it. Like, you know one thing when you live in Montreal or Quebec, you can either talk French or talk English. You know what I mean? I could talk French. You should be able to talk a little English, at least a little conversational, so you can move it along.
Enough to like get by. Yeah. And some of the best moments you have are drunk at 2 a.m, speaking broken opposite languages at each other, trying to flex. Like, there's a beauty in this shit.
Franglais.
But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that older demographics vote. And the one thing I've learned talking to local politicians is I don't think anybody believes that anybody under the age of 40 gives a shit. So all the focus is on trying to get this older demographic.
Yeah, and I see that.
Statistically speaking, if I'm going to generalize a bit, there's a lot more to racism on that age group. Yeah, so you can see how a certain attitude and narrative gets crafted from the top down in order to solidify the voter base. And so I think there's this like deeper political side to the culture that like they'll never admit it, but I think it's worth pointing out so that other people can like look for that type of shit, because I don't think people really look at how this type of fuckery links to the voting map, because these guys is going to probably do really well in their next election. They delivered on their campaign promises to their core demographics.
Nobody talks about the core demographics. Like, yeah. I'm like, some of y'all shit don't matter. You guys don't even go vote. With like the last municipal election, I was talking to a politician the other day. I think 30% voted.
Yeah, it was something like that. Like it was
30%. That's fucking crazy.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And then now we're a month away from it, and everybody that's under, like everybody in our age group that I've talked to, they're like, I don't have no idea what anybody's about.
Man. So that's where like I have to say, like, maybe it's our job to fix it. So I threw my head into that. I'm trying to get, I know Balderrama half agreed to like do an interview, but
no, he's cool. I've done him before. He's cool.
It's going to be in November is the Montreal election, and September is the federal one. I don't know fuck all about the federal one yet. That one is like, fuck me. I have to go figure that shit out now. And I got like 2 weeks, but I said, fuck, I'm focusing on the municipal one. I'm going to go figure out this federal one on read some shit. At least the federal one gets English coverage, right? Like, you know for a fact you're going to be able to, in an afternoon, figure out what the fuck these people is by reading some articles, looking at some shit, whatever. And whereas in Montreal, it's like, not at the municipal level, yo. I didn't know anything about anyone, really. I'm like, there's a couple of things, but I don't know. So I figured I'm going to focus on NDG mostly, because I give a fuck about NDG mostly. Like, I mean, the rest of it is, like, cool, but if, like, other people took that, these politicians is mad thirsty. If you do a podcast right now, pretty much any of them are going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, it's that. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, they're down. Dude, I'm going to set up a debate in NDG. I don't know the logistics yet, but Sue Montgomery, the mayor of NDG, who's got the situations, as if you're watching the news, because I was just shooting the shit with her, she's like, I'm down. If you set it up, we'll do it. The morning detour can set up a debate. That's where we're at.